This is the Ray Baby Rundown Show. Now for your host, Watchman Ray Ray.
Yeah, back again, baby. It's the Ray Baby. Y'all wonder how long this is gonna last? We're still going, baby. It's still going. We still doing it. Wow, man. I've been a little bit under the weather, so I may sound kind of funny. Now, there's two reasons why it may sound kind of funny. One is because I'm a little bit under the weather. And this has been going on since the day after Thanksgiving. So that's nearly a week. It's really weird because it started out, I was having stomach trouble. If I ate just a little bit of something, it could be like a Tic Tac. My stomach started going crazy. So anyway, it started off with that, and then it ended up being like a cold, right? And everybody I know, well, not everybody I know, but this is a thing. It's going around. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. There's a lady at work. There's two ladies at work. They had the same thing. First it was the stomach, then it was the cold. I even ran some fever too. I'm not really sure if I can just call it a cold, but anyway, and then there was this other guy I know, same thing with him. So I don't know what you call it, but apparently I had it. Hopefully I'm on the tail end of it, getting ready to get rid of it. But so if there's probably gonna be a lot of editing going on with this broadcast because it's still there. Still trying to deal with it. Anyway, the other reason why it may sound a little bit funny is the new microphone I bought does not like my tablet. It just sounds awful. I recorded for like over an hour the other day. I thought things was going great. I was like, man, this is really a long show, but I got a lot of stuff in there. I went to listen to it, and it was all, you could barely hear me, and it was mainly just a whole bunch of static, so I was pissed. Yeah, well, I blame myself. I should have just, tested it out first, 'cause I never tried it with the tablet, but anyway, it was a costly mistake. Not in terms of money, but in terms of time, yeah, it was a costly mistake. So anyway, two reasons why I may sound a little bit off. And so I'm trying it this way, just using the mic on the tablet, and we'll just see how it turns out. So this happened.
And by the way, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Joe! What are you doing, Joe? Joe! Please, Joe. Please, Joe. Somebody stop, Joe. Somebody go get Joe. Joe, what are you doing? Why are you talking about kids rubbing your legs, Joe? Why are you talking about kids rubbing your legs and hopping on your lap and how much you like it? Why, Joe? Why? What? Oh, Joe. Oh, my gosh. It is, it's painful, man. It is painful. And this is the guy that is the front runner in the 2020 presidential race for the Democrats. This is the guy that they want to be president. And if you haven't been paying attention, he is full of this stuff, dude. You just look up Joe Biden gaffes. Just go look it up. He's got a jillion of them. This dude, he just starts going off at the mouth. Then the other day, he was, I don't know these people personally or anything. I think it was his wife. Right there on stage in front of all these people. He starts biting her finger. What? Joe. Joe, are you mentally fit for that type of job, man? Are you ready for that? I'm thinking the answer is no, Joe. Matter of fact, that ought to be the campaign slogan. No, Joe. No, Joe. No. Just no. Stop. Just stop it, Joe. Stop. That is, wow. That dude is something else, man. I'm telling you. Joe. What you doing, Joe? And then Kamala Harris. I guess I always think I'm mispronouncing it. Kamala. Is that it? Kamala? Kamala? I'm not trying to make fun of her name. I'm making fun of myself because I don't know how to pronounce it. She dropped out of the 2020 presidential race. The only thing I can figure is she never could find the right person to sleep with to get that job. So she thought, well, I can't make it. So she dropped out. In case you don't know, she's alleged to have done that to get a job before. So just being honest. But I think more than a few of us breathed a sigh of relief. We found out that Kamala Harris was no longer in the running. And what you get in China if you speak out against the police. I mean, this wasn't some guy on stage. This wasn't a guy speaking in front of millions and millions of people, okay? This is a guy that made a post on social media, whatever that is in China, about police confiscating motorcycles. There's a video on it. I mean, I could play the video, but, you know, I mean, all the words are in Chinese, so it wouldn't really do us much good here. But go look it up. I've got it on the on my Facebook page, and I've got it on my Twitter feed. The title is Crimes in the Criminal State of China. And when you watch the video, there's this guy, right? He's being interrogated. There's subtitles there in English, so, I mean, you can kind of follow what's going on. But he is in this contraption, okay? It looks like maybe it's aluminum, stainless steel. I'm not sure. But it looks like something that you would find in maybe a slaughterhouse for an animal or something. You know, you're fixed into a certain position that you can't get out of. It's like a cage almost. It's very small. He's in a seated position. His hands are tied down to this thing, and they're interrogating him. And it's quite dehumanizing. And I could just only guess as to how that must feel for that gentleman. But that's just for freedom of speech, okay? It's not like he made a threat towards the president or towards anybody, for that matter. He was voicing his opinion. And now he finds himself being interrogated. And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention or not, but there was a press conference held recently by the always wonderful Adam Schiff, that googly-eyed, shifty character, who's heading up the Trump impeachment inquiry. And I can't even believe they held a press conference for this. I am not going to play it for you. It's boring as all get out, okay? So Adam Schiff is standing there, and basically, if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty, he's saying, we're going to move ahead with an impeachment hearing. Now, is that news? Is that something that you need to have a press conference about? Isn't that something that we already know was going to happen? You guys have been talking about this since the guy was elected. Impeachment. We knew it was going there. Who was surprised? Show of hands. Anyway, I heard that and I was like, wow, okay, here's my shocked face. So anyway, yeah, guess what, America? We're going to have an impeachment hearing. Duh. Okay. Anyway, and there was a recent open letter from the Alliance of World Scientists, and they were declaring that world population must be reduced. They had something like 11,000 signatories or something like that on this letter. And all I got to say, those people right there are a good place to start if that's what you want to do. You guys just step right up. You want this so bad, get up there. Get up there, and whatever method it is that, you think that we need to start getting rid of people, start with you guys. I think you people are nuts. People are always talking about how overcrowded things are. Well, yeah, it probably is in New York City, Los Angeles, okay? It probably is overcrowded in those places. But have you ever driven across Montana, Wyoming, Texas? There's a lot of open space out there, people. If you feel like it's overcrowded where you are, pick up your stuff and move, okay? Just move. Get out. There's plenty of room. I promise you. We're reaping what we sowed when it comes to legalizing marijuana. Everybody says it doesn't hurt anybody. It's not bad for you. They just won't talk about all the benefits of using marijuana and how great it is and bull. Marijuana is a drug. Okay? I believe in the Bible it refers to drug usage as sorcery. Pharmakia, I believe, is the original Greek word for it. And from pharmakia, we get the word pharmacy, pharmaceuticals, that type of stuff. And recently, marijuana was listed as the most common drug involved in fatal car accidents, contributing to 12% of 2010 crashes, compared with 4% in 1999, which was the last time such data was available. So I'm telling you, you keep legalizing it, you know what people that use it, you know what it does to you. It impairs your thinking, much like alcohol does. Alcohol impairs your thinking, it slows your reflexes, and stuff like this happens. You have car crashes, I've never used any marijuana or cocaine or heroin or any of that kind of stuff. And I'm not trying to set myself up on a pedestal here just so that, say, look how much better I am than you are. I had one reason my whole life for not even trying any of that stuff. And the reason is, I figure I've only got a few brain cells up there that work properly anyway, and I ain't trying to mess with any of them, okay? So, but I'm telling you people, this stuff is bad. It used to be known as the gateway drug, and that didn't come by, just a slogan that, Joe on the corner came up with. That was due to scientific study. It was the gateway drug to the harder drugs. So, anyway, we're reaping what we sow, folks, and it's not good. We've been warned, and we're trying to justify the injustifiable, and it just ain't working. So, listen to this, man. Okay, so this guy in Japan, I don't know why. And I'm not trying to be insensitive, but some of the strangest news comes out of Japan, man. I don't know why. I don't know why. I could probably have a whole show talking about the strange stuff that comes out of Japan. But anyway, let me get on to this one. This Japanese guy was arrested for making 24,000 complaint calls to his phone company. 24,000. That's a lot of calls. That is a lot of calls. So, and what was his complaint? That they violated his contract. And whoop-de-doo. Okay, it's a contract. That means it's legal. Go to court. Just go to court. You're going to go to court anyway for these 24,000 complaint calls. And I don't know what, maybe it's considered harassment. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know what what law the man broke or anything like that. But I can tell you right now, anybody that makes 24,000 complaint calls, you really got too much time on your hands, brother. You got way too much time. Get a hobby. Go find something to do. I mean, knitting, working on cars, model airplanes. Devote your time to something a little bit, something that's going to produce. But that's a lot of calls. That's a lot of complaints. And just think of it. I mean, people had to listen to these complaints. Yeah, I know. They're getting paid. They're getting paid to answer these calls and take these complaints. And I'm sure that you or someone you know has had trouble with the phone company before. I used to work for the phone company, and we used to be, matter of fact, I was in charge of the team that was on the receiving end of complaint calls. Not all the time, but I mean, we got a lot of them. And believe me, I could tell you some stories. But those people that are sitting there on the phone taking these calls, they didn't cause your problem. They're being paid to try to take whatever issue that you're having and putting it in the system most of the time. That's usually the extent of what they have to do. So basically, they're taking what you say and putting it into the form of a report. That report gets passed on to whoever the best person is to resolve the problem that you're having. So, now I'll tell you a little funny story. While I was at the phone company, there was this guy, and he just so happened to be an immigrant from the UK. He'd, if I remember correctly, he moved into his house recently, within about 30 days or less or more. Anyway, somewhere around 30 days, and he was he called and he wanted to speak with me. And the guy was very cordial. He wasn't screaming or anything like that. He was, but he had this strange story, and his story was. He wanted me to listen to how things happened. I was like, okay. Anyway, he had trouble on his phone. He had just had the service installed, and he was having trouble on his phone. And he said that you guys have this. I cannot do a British accent. Don't even ask. Okay, but he was saying that. When he was ordering the service, he was offered a service called inside wiring maintenance. And for those of you that don't know, there's a little box on the outside of your house. If you have trouble on your line, and we go out there to that box, and there's no trouble at that box, that is what they call the point of demarcation. That means that everything from that box back to the phone company is the responsibility of the phone company. Everything from that box to the inside of your home is your responsibility. You may call it what you want, but that's what it is. So basically what happened is our technician had gone out there to their house, went to that demarcation point. I forgot what the name of it is. Nid box, I think. Anyway, he'd gone out there, and he couldn't find any trouble, anything that was causing this man's trouble, all the way up until that point. So he cleared the telephone company of the responsibility for the trouble that was on that gentleman's line. And he said, they were really trying to impress upon me to subscribe to this inside wiring maintenance service. They said it would protect me if trouble was found to be on the inside of the home, the wiring on the inside of the home. And I declined it. Isn't it funny that I'm now having trouble and they're saying it's on the inside of my home? And I didn't know what to say. I was, most of the time I'm not, grasping for words in order to reply to somebody, but I found myself in the odd position of trying to be this man's advocate at the same time trying to defend the phone company. And, I know how those things work, but because I know what I know doesn't necessarily mean that he does. So he's got this big conspiracy theory going on. He thinks that, the powers that be are working against him. And anyway, I didn't convince the guy. I'm sure I didn't. I just told him, I said, sir, I tried to explain to him how stuff works the best as I could. And I just don't think I made an impact with that gentleman that day. But anyway, All right, Joe. That's it. That's all I got for now. Hopefully, I will feel better. I can figure out a way to use this mic. I guess I'll have to go back to my old desktop. I bought this tablet for this purpose. Well, this is one of the reasons why. I had several. But anyway, hopefully my body will be back 100%. And I'll also have, some better sound quality. Anyway, I'm out of here. You guys be good. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Go to the Watchman Ray Facebook page, and however which way you subscribe to me on Spotify, Breaker, Anchor. I don't remember what the other podcasts are. But anyway, that's it for me. I'm out of here, yo. Y'all be good. Bye.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We'll see you next time for the next episode of the Ray Baby Rundown Show. Goodbye.